What are dreams? I'm not sure if they are the same for me as they were before. I do not mean aspirations, of course. Why do we ever conflate the two? But the images, the feelings, the experience of living when we are supposed to be resting. To quote Macbeth, the innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast. But someone had murdered sleep for me. Until I laid my head down that first night in that luxurious Philadelphia apartment in my opulent upstairs bedroom, I thought it might all be okay. I thought I might have escaped. After all, I had just made my peace with sleep. I had perhaps made my peace with my powers. But that first night, it was no use. I could not swim away. I could not fight it. I was simply again eaten by the shark. The next night, the same, and the one after that. But I also could not sleep. I felt my mind was suddenly more fragile without it. I was damned either way. But every time, the shark, different but the same, painful, all-consuming, a reduction of my every part, a diminishing of my every accomplishment as a sentient being. I speak in abstraction because words cannot encompass what I would experience every night. Nor could I wake from it easily. The longer I resisted, the longer it took for me to wake, the worse it was. I learned with time and repetition how to give in. Each time a little bit better, marginally, but progress was halting. I had difficulty looking Harry or Agatha in the face. I felt like I was failing them. I felt that my fear would show in my expression. I was sure that I was contagious somehow. At night I would walk, as long and as far as I could. Slowly, I started to lean into neighborhoods I should not. One night, after a particularly painful day of sleep, I found myself in a neighborhood that was not so savory. A few able-bodied young men started to follow me, but instead of going where it was safer, into a convenience store or into the light, I turned into a dark alley. There I waited for them. They approached me asking for a cigarette. I said nothing, hands at my side. One of them grabbed at my coat and shook me. I did not fight and found myself smiling at him. I think I must have said, "Go ahead, do it." Just then, the light of a car ambling in the alleyway reflected off a window and illuminated my face. The man holding me must have seen something in my expression devoid of anything but pure nihilism, and suddenly he reconsidered, walking backwards and then running away from me. The other one followed, confused. That was the last time I did anything like that. That was when I started to understand the shark. The shark was not evil necessarily, but the shark had a need to feed that was greater than it could satisfy. There was blood in the water and it was in a frenzy. It was simply its nature. Like the bunny repeated in the dream world, so was the shark forced to repeat. Was there a connection? Was he there? Was he there in my dream? Was he the shark? Had he been the shark that time? I think the best I can deduce is that he or she was not the shark, but the shark was like a promise made, not to attack us, but to protect her. If he could control memory, could he also control dreams? I say all this and I am still confused. The shark is but a symbol and the shark is not evil, surely. But something in the shark means to destroy me, or at least the me that I have spent all these years constructing. It means to stall me at least. It is my doing, perhaps. I cannot stop obsessing, perhaps, about the shark, and so I repeat the dream, trying to understand it. All this time, I realized I was forgetting what I remembered. His name slipping from my conscious brain, absolving him almost. He is just a shark, misunderstood, necessary, beautiful, and me. I am weak, barely able to think. What good did I think I could contribute to the world? What leadership could I provide? As I wake, I tiptoe down the stairs and slowly I come back to myself, uncertain surely, but still myself, like a faint sketch I've spent a lifetime trying to perfect. I know Harry can hear me, but I cannot bring myself to come into his room, to just talk to him. The words won't come out right. I will only confuse him, confuse myself. So I leave out the back door near the kitchen and make my way down the stairs. Slowly, as the night air snaps my cheeks back, I feel the sketch become a drawing, the drawing become a painting, and once I have become one with the city, with its brick and its steam, its mortal smells, I am again something like myself, in passable 3-dimension. Once I thought a dragon flew overhead. Once I saw a man looking vaguely like him going into a basement diner lit by neon, and when he saw me looking, he turned and I saw he had a bandage over his ear like Van Gogh. The next night I noticed the diner had been closed for months. It sat vacant under construction. Those nights I had avoided sleeping for a few days. These were not unpleasant visions, but they were discomforting nonetheless. I knew by now that there was terror in beauty and beauty in terror. How slim was the path that I was walking on. I had a brief romance once with the Turkish Sultan's daughter. She was not technically a princess for some reason. We painted on each other's bodies and laughed until we could not be any closer. She told me she did not like to sleep because she often had bad dreams. Every night, she said, it was a different animal, a lion, a tiger, a bear. Some animal she'd never even seen, perhaps only in storybook. The animal would chase her, a terrifying dream. Her mother, she said, told her that perhaps she would need to be chased by every kind of animal in the world, and then the dreams would stop. If only I could dream of anything else. This is another curse of immortality. If I were mortal, this dream would happen 3, maybe 4 times and somehow resolve, perhaps. Was it even any magic? Perhaps it had nothing to do with him. Perhaps I am my own shark looking to destroy everything that I have created. Perhaps. I do not know. For now, this is day 83 of dreaming of being eaten by a shark. I have tried sleeping in different rooms. I have tried a full stomach, an empty one. I have tried sleeping at night, but somehow it was worse then, as if it feeds on the dreams of others. At least that's my working theory. I made an appointment for a psychoanalyst, but at the last minute I canceled. Perhaps I should reconsider. Perhaps I should tell someone. Everything. I do not have much time to think about Harry or Agatha, but I'm glad they are here. At least I have tried to accept that she is here. There is enough evidence that she is among us. Perhaps it is like faith, non-existent without doubt. She has still not revealed herself to Harry, and I do not understand why. I think she has regrets, as do we all, and perhaps voicing those regrets is the most difficult thing to do in the world. Sometimes one wishes to simply be in the presence of those we have hurt or who have hurt us and pretend like it never happened. I do not know her reason, only time will tell. Philadelphia was once good to me, and I'm not ungrateful to be within its contours, but for now it is a place of complicated struggle. I cannot feel awake enough to think without sleeping, and I cannot sleep without wishing to God that I would awake. I try simply to exhaust my body by walking in the freezing cold until I feel some semblance of need for warmth, wherein I lay down on my cot and wrap myself in several blankets until I feel like I'm sinking. down into the ocean's depths. The deeper the better, the deeper the more the shark is less afraid, I think. The deeper they know that I am lost and will not resist, at least. Not as much. I choose to sleep in the little windowless corner office because I would like to sleep in a nice room, but not with these dreams. I would like to leave them here in this room that reminds me of the prison cell. I will tell you how it goes.